Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Besides talking about Atlas Earth, as I love to talk about, and other games I like to talk about, sometimes I'll read something in the news that strikes me and I like to vent about it. And I'm going to vent about Tesla for a minute. Now, Tesla as a company is solid. I own Tesla stock, full disclosure, and my portfolio. I do believe it's a good product. It's always been a good product. I do not own a Tesla because I cannot afford it, but it's still a good product. It's still well made. And as far as I'm concerned, Elon Musk had very little to do with it. But he is a smart man. We can't deny that. Like most engineers, he's a smart man. Most smart people are engineers and accountants, and he fits in that category. So, what I read today was this, that Elon Musk wants $100 million from the United States government in order to build a network of charging stations for their new Tesla trucks, which they have already sold some to Pepsi and Walmart and other large companies. So they want a line from Texas, where Elon Musk does have a plant already, to California, where he has another Tesla plant. So he wants to build a network, and he wants $100 million from the government to do it because we have a green initiative. It will provide jobs for people, blah, blah, blah. If you have a kid, teach them to be an electrician. They're going to need them for the cars, which are going to be happening. Now, I have a couple of issues. Issue number one. Elon Musk wants the government to pay $100 million for equipment he owns and he makes. So it's not going to cost Tesla $100 million. It will say that on the bill of sale, but he's buying it from himself because those are the charging stations. He also, if you remember, owns a solar panel manufacturer. So the solar panels for these charging stations, he also owns. So we're going to pay the markup, the margin, for him as the American people. Oh, well and good. Not the first company to do this. This is why they're billionaires. Second thing about this. After he builds this network, because I do not doubt for 1 minute that he will get the $100 million, he will be able to use this network to go back and forth for his own factories. There are ports in Texas. There are ports in California. He has 2 factories. He builds the trucks. He makes the power stations. He owns the solar panels. After this, he'll be able to get his own trucks back and forth between his 2 plants, one in Texas, one in California. There might be multiple ones. I didn't count. In order for him to be able to do it for free. It will be for free for him to charge because, again, these are solar panels. It comes from the sky. He built them. He made them. They're his. You don't charge yourself for solar panels you put on your house. You don't charge yourself for solar panels that charges your car. That's the point. So he's going to get $100 million, not just to charge the other trucks and to pay for his equipment for his network, but then as long as they exist, it will cost him nothing in fuel to go back and forth with his own trucks between his own 2 plants. So the amount of money that he's going to be saving is ridiculous. Also, just like the other Tesla power stations already exist, if you pay attention, that GM and Ford have already agreed to use the Tesla power stations that already exist and pay Tesla. They'll do the same thing with their own trucks. So he's going to get paid by his competition. This is very similar to how Bill Gates, when he wrote his contract for Microsoft Windows, and you can look this up, this is how Bill Gates became a billionaire, that he didn't write in the contract that they would pay him for every computer they put Microsoft Windows in. They paid them for every single computer that they built whether or not it was Microsoft Windows. That's why the only way other software could compete was the Linux operating system, because it was free and you would pay for consulting. Because you had to pay Bill Gates one way or the other for every computer you made, whether or not you put Windows on it. That's what the antitrust lawsuit was. But it was already too late. It already became the format of choice compared to Apple. So that's where it is. Now Tesla's becoming the format of choice for charging stations because they're already there. It might become an even larger network if this goes through, which I think it will. Now, here's my bottom line. Billionaires get money from the government. I've known this since a guy by the name of Matthew Lasgo, who ran a company called InfoUSA, who did research. Walmart gets a lot of things from the government in order to build a lot of tax breaks. Urban Outfitters, who I worked for 6 months, got a tax break to build a warehouse in Pennsylvania that it was so profitable, because they had solar panel on the roof, which they also got a tax break for, that they could close the plant and not ship one thing and still make money. Pretty good deal. Now, here's my problem with all this that I always come back to. If I'm on welfare, I cannot be a part of this deal. Well, what do you mean, Chris? What do you mean if you're on welfare? Well, you can't buy stock or own property on welfare. You can't get together and get ahead and start a business, which has been a complaint. So my issue is this. Right now, I can go to Robinhood, and even though Tesla's whatever it is a share, I can spend $20. If this deal goes through years from now, I'm 50. When I'm 70, if it goes up 1,000%, I put in $20, I get $200. Not a lot, of course, but it's $200 I could make. Now imagine I'm a young kid, 18, 19, on welfare, and I want to invest in Tesla. I can't own property. I have a limit. I can't be a part of that. The rich guy can be a part of it, but I can't be a part of it. It's considered too risky. Even though it's pretty much a slam dunk, even though the odds of Tesla stock going down is very low, it already has a loyal fan base. If Elon Musk died tomorrow, not that he will, but if he dies, by the way, this is August 5th, 2023, in case anybody's looking at it, so you can look at the date. The company will still run because they still have good managers, they still have a good product, and they still have a good thing. Just like Apple is worth billions of dollars without Steve Jobs, Tesla will continue because they have good and smart people working there. So they don't need Elon Musk. The stock will go down a little bit because he's a name, but it's still a good product. At the end of the day, they turn a profit. But somebody on welfare will not be able to become a part of this. But you can buy a lottery ticket. Tomorrow, again, it's August 5th, 2023. There's going to be a lottery. Mega Millions or Mega something. $1.5 billion. I on welfare can go to street corner, get a bottle of beer, and buy 20 tickets for $20. Government has no problem with that. No problem with that at all. So I can't invest my money and get a return, and if I pick the right stock, get off welfare, because there's somebody that actually has been investing in Tesla for over 10 years and has a 400,000% return because of how wise they did it and how well they did it with the right financial advisor. I can't be a part of that group if I'm on welfare. It's too risky. Too much. But I can buy a lottery ticket. I can do that. Government has no problem. And the lottery is not rigged. It doesn't need to be rigged. It's already built in and they tell you it right there. It doesn't need to be. They sold 300 million tickets every single day for the past 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 5 days. They already made back 6 billion, 9 billion. They don't need to rig it. And even after you win, you pay the tax so the money goes back to the government. How like that? Just like Elon Musk getting everything 2 ways. Government, when you win the lottery, get back 2 ways on the local and federal and state taxes. It's a good deal for all of them. Not for you, because there's very little chance of you winning, and you're contributing to the prize fund for the person that does win. Remember, when you're at the casino, you don't win the casino's money. You win the guys next to you money. And that's always the way it works. That's always what happens. That's how it's set up. They take a little bit for themselves and put it back in the pool. So somebody wins 100 grand. So you wait for your turn after you lose 200 grand. Now, I'm not against gambling. I'm for gambling. I even put it in my budget. I'm not against it at all. I even tell plans. I like gambling. I think it's exciting. I think it makes things interesting. But if you can't afford it, that's a problem. You can't chase money that you lost. Never try that. You'll wind up losing even more. So that's my piece. That's my statement. That's my claim. I'm going to put 2 links on the bottom. One for Stash, which is a company that allows you to invest stocks. And one for Robinhood, which is another company that lets you invest stocks. Also, if you're in the state of New York, I'm going to put Jackpocket, which will give you a free lottery ticket for tomorrow's drawing. I'm going to put those 3 links up in my description. And I'm going to see which guys you choose, if anybody. But I had to rant. The system is stacked against us, where they're against you investing stocks to get out of the hole, but you can play the lottery, which keeps them going. Nobody ever puts 2 together, nobody, and I've been thinking about this all day. I appreciate you. If you like what I say, if you agree with me, even if you don't agree with me, let me know. Please say in the comments, ask me questions. Remember, Atlas Earth is the only game that pays out. Read my books, Coffee and Cash by Chris Alexinas, Alexinas, and Missing Treasure, my spicy book. That's a murder mystery. That's for adults only. Both are available on Amazon. And I'm at Twitter, or X, whichever they call it, Risky6877, and on Threads at Risky687. Have a good day. Be blessed. Thank you for listening to my peace of mind. Appreciate you. Like and subscribe and share.